This one is probably one of my favorite topics. The final responsibility of a leader is being the person people will turn to in times of uncertainty. To talk about this concept, I want to talk about the concept of heroes. Take the movie Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. How would have these movies been perceived if, let's say, Harry Potter, the boy wizard, he wasn't a wizard, he was just a normal boy. He got accepted into a grand school, went to that school, did a year at that school, and then nothing really happened. He got straight A's, he was just a normal person, the end. Was that exciting? Star Wars. I don't know if you're a Star Wars fan, but take Luke, he just looked after that farm for the rest of his life, the end. Lord of the Rings, Hobbiton, Frodo just stayed in Hobbiton. Would those stories have been the same? Obviously not. The reason those stories are so powerful is because the heroes are crafted through the storytelling device of the hero's journey. It's super important to me. I actually named my sales team Hero when I discovered this because I think it's such a great way to describe what it takes to level up and become the person that you need to be. Now, let's talk about those stories again. Each one of those stories, you get an ordinary person living in an ordinary world. There's a call to adventure. There's normally a refusal of the call. They're often quite scared or don't want to embark on that adventure, but there's finally something that makes them cross that threshold. From there, they find a mentor, they have trials, tribulations, there are all these things that happen, they find friends along the way, and normally this leads to one big climax of the film where they must become the new version of themselves to overcome this adversity. And that's what we do every single day in business. And that's why I love it so much. But you need to embrace that hero's journey. You need to be the person that's been through those things if you want people to look up to you, if you want to build that resilience. Because if you don't go through that adversity, you'll never become a stronger version of yourself. You'll always just continue to be that person living in that comfort zone. Think of all the countless athletes we talk about that get knocked back. Michael Jordan getting kicked off his high school team. J.K. Rowling getting rejected from 14 different publishers. If these people never had the tenacity to keep pushing, they never would have developed, they never would have grown into the incredible humans that they are now. So I guess the question is, how do you build that resilience? How do you make sure that you are that person that has been through thick and thin and you are someone who has built that character and someone that never gives up and is tenacious? Well, it's really simple, and it's actually a story that I love to tell called Burn the Boats. So Hernando Cortez was a Spanish conqueror, and at the time, everyone was fighting for territory. South America was ran by the Aztecs, and every conqueror who went to try and fight the Aztecs on their home playing field would get absolutely demolished every single time. The Spanish tried multiple times to try and take it over. Every single time the Aztecs, with their guerrilla warfare, would absolutely destroy anyone who tried to take them over. No one could beat them. The Spanish tried hundreds of times. They'd send 1,000 men, and then they'd send 2,000 men and 5,000 men, and no one could beat them. Until Hernando Cortez, he went to the emperor at the time and said, all I need, I've got it. I know what I need to do. I just need 500 of your best men and 5 boats. That's all I need. And they thought he was crazy. They're like, are you sure? What's the plan? How are you going to overcome this? He said, just trust me. Just give me the men, give me the boats, and I'll get the job done. So they pile on the boats and they head over onto the shores. As they arrive, all the men get off the boat, and Hernando Cortez grabs a flame and passes it to each one of his captains, all in charge of each one of the boats. And the captains turn to him and they say, what's this for? To which he says, I want you to burn the boats. And everyone was quite shocked, like, what do you mean? How do we get home? What'll happen if they're too strong? And he says, we either take this place over or we die. And now I want you to think about what language they speak in South America now. There is so much to be said about just going all in on things and making the decision that you either win or you die. And once you make that decision, that adversity, it's exciting because you know that no matter what you go through, you're still getting closer to that goal. Hard times will feel good because you know that you're leveling up. You know that that's what it takes, and that's just part of the hero's journey. So it's that simple. Once you decide to go all in, you will be building your resilience. You will be going through rough times. It will be hard, but you will come out the other end a much, much better leader and a much better person.